Hey booktube, this is Kelly. Thank you so much for watching my channel, Books I'm Not Reading. It is Friday. It's time for a Friday Reads video. And you know what? You guys, I am in a lot of trouble. I'm in a lot of trouble with my reading right now. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm reading two books right now. I'm just gonna talk about them really briefly, and then we're gonna talk about all of you out there in the booktube universe. So okay, I'm reading, this is a buddy read. I'm reading Mary Barton by Elizabeth Gaskell. This will be my fourth Gaskell book that I've read. I'm just really like, oh my god, this book is so depressing so far. Like, it's just so sad. I keep hoping for some levity, for something like positive to happen, but I only feel like all of these terrible events are foreshadowing other events that are going to be painful. And then, of course, what else am I reading? And this is for People April. I am reading H is for Hawk by Helen Macdonald. True story, you guys. This is how I really do read books blind. I really do, because I had no idea that this was about like falconry, at least in part about falconry in the United Kingdom. And I don't know, when I hear H is for Hawk, I think of the West. I think of where I live. We have hawks, we have osprey, we have, you know, birds of prey, we have eagles. Yeah, so it never even occurred to me. And so when it started off in England, I was just like, wait, does this take place in England? Anyway, so I did know that it was at least partially kind of a grief memoir. But I'm much more interested in the birds than the grief part, but I didn't realize it was grief from the loss of a dad. And I am about to go see my parents, and my dad, you guys, is just recently, I don't know, like he turned 80, and I don't know, I can't bring this to my parents' house, so I really have to finish this before I go and see them, which is in another week. So yeah, I've got to find a way, but I'm just struggling, you know. I mean, I'm basically reading like 10 pages in a sitting. Like, it's so slow and so painful. Hence why we are going to talk about something else in this Friday Reads video, aside from my books. So I have made a lot of videos lately that have been about my channel, my booktube journey, all that kind of stuff, which is great, and it's super fun. But I had a conversation with Ellen. I think her channel is Ellen Made Craft. I'm gonna check on that. I will link to her channel down below. But we were talking about, because she's a small booktuber, and she was saying that as a small booktuber, and I don't mean new booktuber, because that has suddenly changed. What, like, a new booktuber and a small booktuber are not necessarily the same thing. So a small booktuber, you know, somebody goes less than 500 subscribers, maybe. I don't know. I didn't even know if I don't know. I think there are like real great advantages to being a small booktuber. You have a lot of chances to experiment and yeah, just do your own thing. And anyway, Ellen left a comment about like how that, you know, every new subscriber she gets, every person who leaves a comment, like, they are a real person to her, because there's so few, right? And so, which I get, except and Ellen, I'm sorry, I didn't want to say all this in a comment back to you, but like, unfortunately, even when you have over 1,000 subscribers, it's still very true for me, at least. Like, every thumbs up, like, I'm thinking of, or thumbs down, I think about, who is that person? And even though I have finally learned that it is much more important to pay attention to your views than your subscriber numbers, which took me a really, really long time to learn. Yeah, the views, that's where the actual engagement is taking place. Right. My subscriber number is off because if you look at my views, I'm not engaging with 2,000 people on any video, you know. So it's interesting. It's really, really interesting. So anyway, so here's some statistics about all of you out there who are watching books I'm not reading. So, and I just did these statistics, the YouTube analytics give you statistics for the last 28 days. And I just didn't feel like, I don't know, that just seemed like too small. So this is for 2024. So this year so far, the people who have watched my channel, 54.7% come from the United States, and it's been 50% or in thereabouts for quite a long time, which I actually think is so cool because that means the other 50% of people who watch my channel are from all over the world. I love that. I love feeling connected to all these countries and places that I've never even been to. A few other numbers. So UK is, the United Kingdom is the second highest number of people who watch my channel, which is, of my total channel views, it's 7.1%. Canada is 3.3%. Australia is 0.4%. Germany 0.3%. And then other countries that the YouTube analytics page gave me are India, Poland, Italy, Netherlands, Sweden, Brazil. Brazil, if you are out there, I would please leave a comment. I would really like to hear from you. Spain, Finland. I think I might know who the person from Finland is, but they don't leave any comments, so I'm not sure. Anyway, and then finally, and this is a very new thing to crop up, is Bosnia and Herzegovina. I'm sorry, I butchered that. I'm pretty sure that's Bookless Pete. If you're not familiar, Bookless Pete has his own channel, and he is traveling all over the world, like staying in certain places, like 6 months at a time. But last I heard, he was in Albania. So I think that's Pete that's showing up in there. Now there are some, I know that this is not 100% accurate because I know there are people in the country of Georgia, Jim's books, reading and stuff. I'm sure Jim has watched at least one of my videos this year. I feel pretty confident about that. And also Berna from who's in Turkey. Berna's Bookish Adventures. Such both fantastic channels. If you're not watching them, you're really, really missing out. Anyway, so yeah, so I know it's not 100% accurate. I don't know what they're doing, how they're determining all that. But anyway, so that's very, very exciting. And sometimes I can look at that list and go, oh yeah, I know who they're talking about. But you know, sometimes I have absolutely, as in Brazil, no idea. So, let's see, of the people who've watched my channel so far this year, 76% of them have been women, 24% of them have been men. I think that feels really good, really like pretty accurate as far as like, there's a lot more women on BookTube than men. But like, I watch a lot of booktubers who are men, and so eventually YouTube's gonna have to expand that those categories. There's gonna have to be something else on there. I don't know what, but yeah, they need to modernize that a little bit. And then as far as ages go, so again, this is just 2024. The number one age group is 55 to 64 years old. That's 25.4%. And then that's quickly followed up by 45 to 54-year-olds, which is 24.1%. So, you know, essentially half of my channel so far this year is 45 to 64. Then we have 25 to 34, which is 17.7%. And then over 65, hats off to you folks for participating in BookTube and being part of our BookTube community, 14.8%. And then 18 to 24-year-olds right now is at 2.1, and 13 to 17-year-olds is at 0, but that's definitely not been the case in the past. So again, really interesting to think about, like, who's watching your channel, who's in the room, who am I having my cup of decaf Earl Grey tea with. So then finally, the last statistic, and I saved it for last because I need to say something, but I don't really want to say it. I'm going back and forth. So 50.4% of the people who've watched my channel so far this year are subscribed. Thank you. And 49.7% are not subscribed. So, and that's fine. Like, I think a lot of times we drop in on a channel, you know, we watch one video and we're like, oh, you know what, like we don't read the same things and our personalities maybe don't jive or whatever, and that's totally fine. I have no problems with that. But if you find yourself continually coming back, like I hope that you will subscribe. The thing I would say is, again, going back to subscriber numbers versus views. Like if you can just look at my videos and look at the views for each video. Like, it's nowhere. We're not even touching. We're not even close to 500. So there's a lot of people subscribed to my channel who aren't necessarily who aren't really watching my channel. And I don't know, could be one of those things like they subscribed to my channel when I was a small booktuber, and, you know, didn't want any notifications, nothing like that, and they just haven't unsubscribed. But I hope those people feel like it's okay. Like, it's okay to do that. Like, if you really aren't interested in my videos or my content, like, it's fine. And it is also really important to remember that, like, the people who are coming to your channel, like, sometimes I feel repetitive. I actually realized recently that I have made the same video twice now. I'm not even gonna tell you what video it is. So I wondered if anyone noticed, but yeah, I was just like, oh, I basically made the same video. It wasn't like a tag or anything like that. I made it twice, which was hysterical. But the thing is, like, there's always new people. So, like, 2 people drop off, 2 people subscribe. And so there's this kind of constant, like, cycling through. And so it's really important to make sure that people who are new to your channel, like, kind of know what to expect. And, you know, that even if you feel like you're repeating yourself over and over again, that's important. It's important because there's new people watching, and also your answers are going to change over time. I mean, some tags out there, the booktube journey tag, I mean, we could all do that again, you know, 5 years from now, and the answers could be completely different. So, but I did want to just say to Ellen, and I didn't say this to her in the comment section, but if you're like me, and unfortunately, like, even as your channel grows and gets big, like, everyone is still an individual. Like, every viewer is still, like, I still think about that person. I would love to know what you think of this. Do these numbers surprise you at all? Do you on your own analytics, do you feel like it's accurate, or is it just, because sometimes my analytics are just like, they're just crazy, they're just bonkers, I don't even understand what's happening. I'd love to hear your thoughts, love to hear what you're reading, what you're loving, what your plans are for the weekend. Yeah, so please say hello, if nothing else, in the comment section. You can always leave an emoji if you don't feel comfortable leaving a comment, or if you just want to say hi Kelly, you can give this video a thumbs up. It really does help. Thank you so much, I appreciate it so much. I think there's like, I don't know if it's 3 people or 1 person with like 3 different YouTube accounts, but almost every time when I post a video, within seconds I have 3 thumbs up, which is really cool, really nice. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching BookTube. Remember to be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and I'll be back soon with another video. Bye.